Hi, my name's Eric Evans. I do the final assembly and the wiring here at Detroit Speed. Let me tell you a little bit about Mo's 69 Charger project. When I received the car from our body shop, the first thing I did was assemble and install our hydroform subframe. Then I installed the Arrington Engine's 426-inch Whipple supercharged late model Hemi with a Bowler 4L80 1000 horsepower rated transmission, and our C&R cooler package, which includes a radiator, oil cooler, transmission cooler, and supercharger charge cooler, and the Vintage Air AC condenser. Then I started wiring with our Holley Dominator EFI and installed our Corvette ZR1 carbon ceramic brakes. Let me show you those. Here's the brakes we used on Mo's 69 Charger project. These are Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 carbon ceramic brakes. These are OEM on C6 ZR1s. They actually bolt directly on our hydroform subframe. I bolted those on with our JRI shocks. ARP custom made us some fasteners for our subframe. I installed the Bosch Motorsports ABS and traction control, installed the wiring harness for it, and moved inside the car. Finishing up the engine compartment, we've got some chrome plated parts from Advanced Plating. When I finish here, we'll send it to upholstery at our friends at M&M Interiors, and then when it comes back, I just final tune it, and Mo and I get to go for a ride.
Ellenbaum, project fabricator at Detroit Speed. Gonna give you an update on Mike and Janie's 41 Willys. We finished up all the fabrication for this car. The lower door panels are pretty rough, so rather than try and straighten them, we just started from scratch, made new ones. It really detailed up the inside of the car, made it nice and clean. After that, the dash, we machined the gauge bezels in-house. We'll send those up to our friends at Classic Instruments to finish the electronics for those. The tachometer, we made that in-house as well. A lot of these early cars just had a big SunTech mounted right on top of the dash, and we wanted to keep the retro feel to that, so just make it nicer. So we made one for the top of the dash and just grafted it in, make it look like it belongs. The stereo, we had the head unit in the glove box. The speaker grills, we decided to machine those to make those look like they belong in the car as well. They resemble the front grille of this car. Kind of carry that original theme to the car, but still have an original retro look to it. Well, I disassembled the car. We sent it off to the sandblaster. After it came back, it was ready for epoxy. With all the panels disassembled still, we epoxied everything inside and out, reassembled the car, and now it's ready for bodywork.
Hi, I'm Paul Morgan. I'm a fabricator here at Detroit Speed. I'd like to show you some updates that we've done to Mo Chevelle. On the package tray, we've manipulated some sheet metal to hold the speakers at an angle to force the noise forward, and then we've created some speaker grill covers that will have wire mesh in them when finished. In here we've fabricated a dash from a rendering that was drawn, and we've also fabricated this console that works just like OE. It has a fuse box inside, and we've also put our electric window operation switches right in here and used a Chevelle shifter.
Hi, my name is Blake Tomlinson. I'm a fabricator here at Detroit Speed. Today I'd like to talk to you about our 66 Mustang project. The most notable modification to the outside of the car would be the flares that we did all the way around. We widened the flares 1 inch wider than stock, but in addition to that, we also raised them by 1 inch to allow for a lower ride height. Because of the size of the Ford modular motor, it's a real challenge to get it to fit in these old cars. One of the first things we had to do is, because of the height of the intake manifold, we had to move the inner structure of the hood forward to take advantage of the full space that the scoop offers. One of the other modifications that also having to do with the wheels and tires was we took these inner fender pieces and extended them forward for increased turning angle. And one of the most notable modifications would be this giant intake, which takes full advantage of the large throttle body on the front of the motor. And in order to fit an intake this large into a space this tight, this is a custom-made, hand-formed elbow that we made here at Detroit Speed. Weight was a chief concern for this build because it will be seeing some track time. The back seats in these cars are very heavy, so in order to keep the car looking stockish, we got rid of the back seat but replaced it with a lightweight aluminum covers. And as you can see, this will all look very clean after it's all upholstered, and it'll be pretty tough to tell if it's been modified. To make better use of the space, we put the battery inside the compartment here and also have additional storage for whatever else they may need. At the back of the car, we had to narrow the frame rails extensively to accommodate 335 BF Goodrich tires for better grip on the track. Because of that modification, we also had to custom build a narrower gas tank to fit between the rails. And to fuel it, we got here an OEM street bike cap that we had to stamp an impression into the back of the car so that it would fit nice and flush. We wanted to keep the inside of this car as stock as possible, so even though this car is fitted with the T56 transmission and a raised tunnel to accommodate that, we were still able to fit an OEM style shift assembly, which still allows for the large rectangular hole required to service the T56 shifter. Though the main purpose of this car is to compete in autocross and track events, it will also be participating in many cruises and power tour like events. Because of that, it is equipped with a Vintage Air AC unit, and in order to make sure it had proper flow, we fitted these extra large OEM appearing vents.